This first case articles on the go feature entitled Discover a Surgeon's Compassion Beyond the OR was written by Lindsay Joyce, MSN, RN, CNOR. Today's feature is a book review for the book entitled Brain and Heart, The Triumphs and Struggles of a Pediatric Neurosurgeon by Dr. David Sandberg. In 2014, I was working as a travel nurse in Houston, Texas at Memorial Hermann Children's Hospital, MHCH. Even though I didn't have much pediatric surgery experience at the time, I was looking forward to the assignment as a new challenge, and it definitely was. My pediatric background mostly included broken bones and appendectomies, your basic, everyday pediatric surgeries. But working in a dedicated children's hospital opened the door to so much more. I remember doing my first fetal surgery there, and I also scrubbed in for a lot of pediatric neurosurgery. I really enjoyed my time at MHCH and all that I learned. I even stay in touch with some of the nurses and techs I worked with thanks to social media. A couple of months ago, one of those techs posted something exciting. A surgeon she had worked with for years had written a book. Dr. David Sandberg, a pediatric neurosurgeon at MHCH, was someone I remembered well. I worked in his room many times during my assignment. One case in particular stands out in my mind. He was discussing a recent medical mission trip, and it was fascinating to hear what he saw and the good they were doing for patients in their clinic. On one of my last days at MHCH, I was circulating in his OR, and at the end of the case, he wished me well and told me that if I was ever interested in going on a mission trip, I should reach out. He gave me his card, and that was the last time I saw him. So when I saw that he had written a book, I knew I had to read it. A deeply human look at the life of a pediatric neurosurgeon. Brain and Heart, The Triumphs and Struggles of a Pediatric Neurosurgeon follows Dr. Sandberg's journey from medical school at Johns Hopkins University to his residency in New York City and on to fellowship training at Children's Hospital Los Angeles. He celebrates the wins, like removing brain cancer and seeing no signs of it years later, and he doesn't shy away from the heartbreak either. He shares the moments when there's nothing more to be done and the emotional weight of sitting with grieving families. As a father of two himself, he brings a deeply personal perspective, often reflecting on what he would do if he were in the parent's shoes. The book also takes us along on his medical mission trips. Dr. Sandberg's heart for the underserved began in college, volunteering with the homeless, and evolved into a passion for international outreach. One of my favorite stories in the book comes from one of those trips. He met a young girl and her mother, and he knew he had to get her to the U.S. for life-saving treatment. His then-girlfriend, now wife, opened their New York City apartment to them so they could come to the States to receive care. And the little girl? She's now in her 20s, studying to become a doctor herself in her home country. A surgeon with a story and a soul. I've always enjoyed physician memoirs. I love reading about the journey from undergrad to med school and beyond. I love learning what drew them to their specialty, or how their specialty chose them. Dr. Sandberg gives us all of that and more. While I know he doesn't remember me, I definitely remember him. The man behind these stories is the same one I watched operate with skill and compassion. This book was so captivating, I finished it in a day and a half. Dr. Sandberg is a prime example that surgeons can be vulnerable beneath the tough exterior they often show in the OR. His writing is moving, it's inspirational, it shows a deep compassion for others. 10 out of 10. I highly recommend adding this to your reading list. Until next time, Lindsay. As always, thanks for listening to this episode of First Case Articles on the Go.